Hi everyone, I'm Liz, and welcome back to Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch for Flosstube episode 50. Welcome back to my channel for a very special 1-year anniversary 50th episode spectacular. Hopefully I made sparkles appear. Probably not. If I want to get this video uploaded today, I need to start talking and stop inventing ways to make my life harder when I'm editing this. Party horns! I'm gonna regret that in about an hour when I'm editing this. Okay, hi, I'm Liz. Welcome to my channel about cross stitch and quilting and anything else I get up to during the week. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you to those of you who have been around since the very first video. I know who several of you are. Thank you to everyone who just found me maybe via Brenda and Laura recently, or my Whip Parade video from Christmas, I think, captured a lot of attention. So no matter how you got here, thank you for joining and listening to me ramble about what I work on during the week. And thank you for letting me do show and tell, because that's what this is. And I love it so much. And I've had a blast this past year. So I've got a table full of stuff to share with you all. I'm going to do my normal kind of regular weekly update first, and then I'll get into the fun special stuff I have planned to share. There's also some pretty spectacular giveaway items, if I do say so myself. I've made some prize bundles, and I have some fun stuff to give away, including a virtual meet and greet, if anyone is interested. I know a couple of you are. The 2 people who suggested it to me, don't worry, you'll get an invite. But for anyone else who's interested, stay to the end of the video and I'll talk more about maybe a virtual Zoom stitching meetup. So yeah, I have a lot to get through. I have a feeling this is going to be long. So let me jump into it. And I'm going to start with a previous finish. And this is a weird previous finish because it's not cross stitch. It is sewing. I did sew this. I have gotten the question a lot over the past couple of weeks since I announced Rob and I's engagement, asking how we met and kind of a little bit more about us. And I think I had talked about it before, but it doesn't matter. I've got new people here. So I'm going to talk a little bit about me and Rob, and then the previous finish I have to share with you is related, and it's very silly, which is why I'm already kind of laughing about it, because I'm going to show you and you guys might think I'm a little nuts. We'll find out. Okay, so Rob and I met the old-fashioned way on a dating app. So we met on Tinder. We both swiped right. Yes, right is the good one. I was only on it very briefly. I guess was in a rut, not a rut. I hadn't dated anybody in a while, and I forced myself to get on the apps even though I didn't want to, and forced myself to just kind of go on as many dates as I could in a month and meet a bunch of people and then see if I liked any of them. That was my challenge to myself. And luckily I met somebody I liked named Rob. And yeah, we've been together only 2.5 years, 2.5, three, almost 3. So yeah, but anyways, we met each other, we liked each other right away. You know, we started living together about a year into dating. He moved into my house, so it's been great. I know Tinder is not for the faint-hearted. It can be a mess, but there are good people. They exist. I found one. And I think he found one because, you know, I matched my lipstick to my shirt, so I'm the coolest. Okay, anyways, so that's how we met. And so he, at the time we met, had a roommate named Jesse, and they were living in a 2-bedroom apartment in my town. And so sometimes I would stay over at his house, and, you know, as a bachelor man, I didn't love his bed sheets, and I didn't know how often they got washed. Am I revealing too much information? Anyways, so I don't remember how it came up, but the idea of like me creating my own like bedding to have at his house came up. And so a few months into us dating, I brought over a handmade pillowcase and quilt to his house for me to sleep with. And the pillowcase is hilarious, and I thought I would show it to you. I illustrated and made the fabric for the pillowcase, had it custom printed at spoonflower.com, and it came, and it was amazing, and I made a pillowcase, and this is what I slept with at his house until he moved in with me. I'm so delighted by this pillowcase. Oh, it's upside down. This is my pillowcase that I made. So the only thing I didn't hand draw is this little, like this was from like an emoji type maker. But everything else is stuff I drew. And look, I was already subtly hinting. I got a diamond in there. I knew I liked it from the start, y'all. Yeah. So this is my very silly handmade pillowcase that I used at his house, and we don't use it now, but I can't get rid of it. It's too cute. Look at that. So anyways, that's my previous finish, a pillowcase, and a little story about me and Rob. His family calls him Bobby, and his actual name is Charles Robert. So I call him Rob, his family calls him Bobby. Sometimes his coworkers call him Charles. He's got a lot of names, but anyways. Okay, so I have no finishes or FFOs to show you this week, but I did stitch every day. So I'm gonna show you what I worked on this week, and then we're gonna jump into some anniversary 50th episode goodness with a whip parade, a Jolly July whip parade, and a look back at what I was up to a year ago cross stitch wise, and then we have some really fun giveaways. So I'm going to start with what I worked on last week. Okay, so last Sunday I got bitten by my Mirabilia bug again, and I needed to pull out Miss Florentina and work on her a bit. So this one hasn't come out in a while. It's just such a huge project with so many threads and the chart, and it's huge. And so sometimes I need like, okay, I know I'm gonna have dedicated several hours to sit and stitch before I can like pull this one out. And so I had that this week, and yeah, so I stitched on my Mirabilia, and here is where she's at. So I'm working on the bottom of the chart down to the, working towards, it's been a year and I'm still not any better sometimes at describing my project. What am I trying to talk about? I started like here, and I've been slowly working my way down. Anyways, so here it is. And I'm using all of the called for threads, and I am using a 32 count Picture This Plus. Is this Mesa? Let me look it up. Okay, so this is on 32 count Picture This Plus Chalice, which is just a really pretty kind of creamy light yellow. So that's my Mirabilia. Okay, so then next up I had a new start that was totally influenced by Helen D here on Flosstube. She has been working on some Erica Michaels strawberries, And you guys know I love a strawberry. I've done a Blackbird Designs Christmas one. I've done an Erica Michaels Jingle Bell one. And I think there was one other, but now I'm forgetting what it is. But anyways, I don't have one in progress and I really wanted to stitch a strawberry. So I went to my collection and pulled out this Erica Michaels Quaker berry. And I dug through my box of silks and I had a Gloriana slate blue. Oops, it's all messy. But this is my slate blue from Gloriana. And I pulled a piece of, let's see, what's the fabric? Oh, I don't have it written down. Oh, it's Wren. I'm stitching it on Picture This Plus 40 count Wren. And there's my little start. I just worked on this one day. I just really wanted to start a new strawberry. So, and this is also my first Quaker I've ever stitched. Not my first one color project, but I haven't done them that often, but definitely my first Quaker. So just got a little start on that. Okay. And so it's Jolly July. It's Christmas in July stitching. Everyone is working on Christmas projects, it feels like. And I got the bug this week to do that as well. So the next two I have to show you are Christmas whips I worked on this week. And then the rest of this pile is gonna be a Christmas whip parade. I went and counted and I have 12 Christmas whips. 12. All started between October of last year and today. It's a lot. And so I want to get them out. I want to look at them. I want to get motivated to stitch on some of these. And so I thought, let me show them to you guys for Jolly July because, I don't know, it'll be fun. I even ironed them all. It's no more like, I'm just pulling them out of the bag. Sorry. No, I got these all ironed. They all look so pretty. Some of them have such little starts. You're going to laugh. And I can't believe I started all of these last year. Like, what was I thinking? How did I think I was going to get all these done? Anyways, so this next one I did work on this week, and that was my 4th Day of Christmas by Liz Mathews, which this is just gorgeous. I'm doing the tree because I just really want to make one of these little trees, and I love the design on the tree. So here is where I'm at with my 4th day of Christmas. And I am stitching this with all of the called for DMC colors, the DMC conversion, and 40 count fog by Picture This Plus. And I just absolutely love this one. And I have a feeling it's going to go so quick once I get this bird filled in because it's a triangle, right? And I started at the bottom. So like once I get this whole bird in, it's like really not that much left to stitch. So yes, totally doable. I can finish this sometime this year. Don't hold me to it, but I can do it, I think. Okay, so this next project, I put like 2 links of floss in yesterday, but it counts. I worked on it last week, or this week. And it's out of the Home for the Holiday book, and it's my Christmas garden. Let me see if I can find the picture for you real quick, although I'm sure you guys know what this one looks like. Christmas Garden by Blackbird Designs. Also, I should have said it at the top. Those of you who've watched me know that Blackbird Designs is my absolute favorite cross stitch designers. And I was so sad to hear on Tuesday about Barb's passing. And I just, you know, my heart goes out to her family and to Alma and the whole cross stitch community. Oh, I was really sad about, I mean, of course it's, anyways, I treasure my Blackbird Designs patterns. I'm so grateful to all that she did for the stitching community and all the fun, fabulous, amazing things that her brain created along with Alma. So just thinking of you, Barb's family and Alma, and she will be greatly missed by so many. So anyways, I'm going to continue to stitch all of the Blackbird Designs, all of them, because they have enough patterns released to keep me busy for a lifetime. So anyways, this is one of them. This is one of my favorites. It's the Christmas Garden. I started this last year as a stitch along with Celeste from Celeste Creates. And of course she finished hers like on time by Christmas. I did not, but that's okay. So I did pull this one out last night and put a little bit into it, but here is where I'm at with my Christmas Garden. I am stitching this on 36 count Picture This Plus sand, and I am using the green and brown that are called for, but I changed my red to Ruby Slippers and I changed my gold to Bee's Knees. So those are the subs I made. I wanted my red a little bit brighter, or a little more saturated. Calico Kitty kind of goes between red and pink, and I just wanted it a little more red. Okay, so now the rest of these are things I have not worked on in months. I haven't touched a Christmas project. Well, I finished that ornament, that flamingo bells, recently, but other than that, I have not stitched Christmas. So let's take a look. This first one might be controversial. Do you consider it Christmas? I'm just putting it in my Christmas pile because why not? But it's Winter Rose Manor. It's not controversial. I start talking on these videos and then I just say things and I'm like, why are you saying that? But you guys know me. Pull it together. Winter Rose Manor. This is absolutely beautiful, and why have I not been stitching on this? Here is where I am with Winter Rose Manor. I love looking at this one. It's so beautiful. I'm using all the called for colors. Yeah, I don't think, well, no, I think I substituted my white. I put a slightly brighter white, but otherwise all of the called for. And I'm probably halfway, right? So I just need to buckle in and finish the rest of that big damn house. I'm stitching this on 40 count R&R Brenda's Brew, and yeah, called for colors. So that is my Winter Rose Manor. Okay, next up is another Blackbird Designs, Merry Christmas. Another one that Celeste and I started at the same time, and she immediately finished, and I did not. Celeste, how do you get so much done? Here is where I got to on my Merry Christmas. I did a thing I never do, which is I put the whole border in first, but this is a small one. And then I started filling in the little berries in the border, but then clearly I put it away for a myriad of other projects. I am stitching this one on 40 count Vintage Wild Rose by Lakeside Linens that I slightly over dyed with some like tan and brown Rit dye just to kind of, yeah, it's like pinky, but you know, it's not pink. I was watching Evelyn Across the Pond the other day, her new video, and she talks about steel magnolias in the line, you know, my wedding colors are blush and bashful. Her mom saying they're pank and pank. So this is pank. This is for you, Evelyn. Okay, next up is another Brenda Gervais. I really have a theme. I stitch a lot of Blackbird, a lot of Brenda Gervais. Mr. Marshmallow. And I decided I didn't want to do it on the green, the Kermit linen. And I had a piece of experimental fabric that I dyed hot pink that was a little wonky. So I'm using a good piece, like I'll show you what I mean. So here is my progress on Mr. Marshmallow on my pink. And you can see where like on the edges, like the linen got a little like too, I don't know what I did wrong on this one, to be honest, but the center looks really nice and pretty. So I'm just using the center of this piece of linen for Mr. Marshmallow. And I am using a lot of the called for, but I'm changing some of them to fit with my pink fabric a little bit better. So that's Mr. Marshmallow. Oh, and this is a 36 count, like cream Zweigert that I over dyed. So I'm stitching 1/2. Okay, and then next up is my Prairie Schooler Christmas Eve. And here it is. That's what I have done so far. I love this. I'm stitching with the called for floss, except I lightened the reindeer a tiny bit because the DMC color called for was like almost black brown, and I wanted to be able to see the reindeer. So I lightened that color up a tiny bit, but otherwise this is as called for. Oh, and this is, okay, I'm gonna forget, but if I do, I put all of my fabric and floss and chart information in my drop-down box, in the information box on YouTube. So please check there if I ever forget, because I will. So this is a 32 count fabric flare fabric. So a while back when Fabric Flare sent me some of their fabric, I told y'all I had a project on one of their fabrics, and that's this one. And so this is 32 count tumbleweed. Yeah, tumbleweed, and I love it. So it's printed on this side and then it's white on the other side, but super easy to work with. Okay, next one is one I've been itching to get back to. I remember I started this and had like 2 days to work on it, and then I had to put it away for, well, I didn't have to, but you know, things happen, and I really want to get back to it. And this one is the Cricket Collection Sugar Cookies. I really want this up in my kitchen for Christmas. It's so cute. And I'm doing mine on an R&R Lucky Penny color, like a blue. And I just absolutely love it. So yeah, that's as far as I got. I got my S in for cookies. And yeah, I want to get this one back out too. I want to stitch all of these. I might have to only stitch Christmas for the rest of the year if I want to get these done, but I don't know. Lucky Penny. I think this is a 40 count. Let me check my list. You know, I make this list and then I don't look at it. It is 40 count. 40 count R&R Lucky Penny with the called for DMC flosses. Okay, so next one is a Brenda Gervais, and I don't have a chart for this one because it was an online stitch along, so I'll put up a picture. It was her mystery stitch along from Christmas, and I made it about halfway through before I moved on to something else. So here is where mine is at. And I am using, let's see, I'm using 40 count Lakeside Vintage Light Exemplar with all of her called for floss. Okay, next up is something I started on Christmas Eve with my Flosstube friend Cheryl. Hi Cheryl. Who has been watching since the very first video. And that was my Barbara Anna Christmas Joy. I love this. I have a couple of Barbara Annas in here too. You can see what I'm drawn to by this little whip parade. And this is on 36 count Agave by Zweigert, with all of the called for DMC that just pop so much on this green fabric. I love seeing this one on camera. Oh my goodness, I need to finish this one this year. So cute. Yeah, so that's Christmas Joy. Okay, next up is another Brenda Gervais, and this one is Souvenirs of the Heart, Home for Christmas. So stinking cute. Here's this one. I just got a little start. This is meant to be stitched 1/1 on 25 count, and I didn't want to do that, so I just am stitching it on 40 count so I can make a little pillow or an ornament out of it. And you can see I stopped mid-stitch on this one and left a thread hanging. Okay, next one is another Blackbird Designs, and this is Winter Wonderland. I love this one so much. The geese is what sold it for me. Apparently, I think this one's out of print, and I got kind of lucky. I just randomly found it at a store, just picked it up and kitted it up, and love it. But I wish I had more done on this. I definitely want this one done this year. I'm saying that about too many of them, but I want it. Here is my start on Winter Wonderland. So let's see, this fabric is 36 count Lakeside Vintage Meadow Rue, and I'm using all the called for overdyed flosses. And I love this one. Okay, and my last Christmas whip is another Barbara-Anna, and I'll have to put the picture up here. I have a PDF version, and what is this one even called? Santa's Trips. I have like a whole spreadsheet in front of me. Sorry, I have to keep referencing it. But Santa's Trips. It was a mystery stitch along last Christmas, and I got most of the first 3 done. It's so beautiful. I am stitching this on Vintage Meadow Rue. Let's see. Vintage Maple Sugar. Vintage Maple Sugar by Lakeside, 40 count with the called for NPI, or no, not called for. They called for DMC. Barbara-Anna calls for DMC. I converted it to NPI just for fun. And I absolutely love it, but I don't know why I haven't stitched on this year. It's so beautiful. I love the border. Yeah. So that's Santa's Trips, and that's my last Christmas whip. I have a lot of them. 12 of my 38 current whips are Christmas. That feels like a pretty high percentage, right? It also explains how my whip list kept growing so much, is because last year at Christmas I started 12 new projects. So that'll do it. That'll jump the list up. Okay, so in thinking about what I wanted to do to celebrate 1 year of being on Flosstube and my 50th episode, I wanted to look back at my first episode. So I rewatched it, and I was so nervous. I had no idea if I was even going to publish it. And I said every other word. I don't know how anyone sat through it. I'm sure I still say a lot now, but it was every other word out of my mouth. I don't know how anybody stuck with me. But I know we're all hard on ourselves. It's fun to go back and watch, but I was like, oh no. And I didn't know how to edit. I had edited a little bit, but like, you know, I left in all the weird, awkward pauses, and I don't know. It was funny to go back and watch. And so I was like, well, okay, I want to know what I was working on a year ago, and then I want to go grab all those projects and show you where they are now. And that was kind of fun. So I have that all in front of me. And then I also went through my YouTube analytics and kind of looked at some stats and my own like spreadsheets that I keep track of stuff on from the previous year. So I want to share some fun stats about this last year with you. So first thing, since July 5th, 2020, which is when my first episode aired, I have had 36 finishes. So that's about 3 a month. I feel like that's a pretty good number, 36 finishes in the last year. But also in that last year, between July 5th and today, I have had 49 new starts. So that's just a little bit more than I finished. So that's how my whip list keeps growing. I need to get those numbers better in line. I don't think I should start more things than I can finish in a calendar year. But anyways, I thought that was fun information. Subscribers. So as of last night, I had 9,937 subscribers. Thank you all. I started with 0 on July 5th. I think at some point on July 6th, I hit 100, and I went and got a Starbucks with my sister to celebrate. I was over the moon excited because I could not believe, I think at that point like 300 people had watched my video, and I was like, 100 of them have clicked subscribe. What's happening? So we went and got a Starbucks. I looked at the total number of views. This number blew my mind last night. So I don't know the total number of videos I've released. This is the 50th Flosstube, but I've done tutorials and things. So probably 60, maybe a 60-ish videos. But my videos have been viewed 485,392 times. I don't even know what to do with that number. That is the wildest number. Almost 500,000 views. Hi to the world who is what, I mean, not the world, but you know what I mean? It's crazy. Anyways, okay. And then I looked at my audience just to see where everyone was from. And not surprisingly, 75% of you guys are in the US. Hello. 7% of you are in the UK. I know a few of you. 6% are in Canada. I'm assuming, Kathleen, that's you and all of your family. I'm just kidding. I know there's other Canadian viewers. And then 3% of you are in Australia. Hi, Nikki Noodle. So, and then everyone else, it was under 1%. And I was going down the list, and when my sister, Lynn, lives overseas in the UAE, and I did not see the UAE anywhere on the list. So I had to text my sister and be like, do you not watch my videos? What's happening? She does. So now we don't know if she's getting counted as like Qatar or Egypt or some other Middle Eastern country because she watches on her phone. I don't know why it's not counting her as UAE, but that was a big 0 on my list. So, you know, I had to talk to her about supporting family and what that means. Just kidding. Yeah, sometimes I go dig in those stats and I just find them so fascinating. Of course, 98% of us here are female, or YouTube has identified us as female. And most of us are 35 and older. Yep, that tracks. And my top 3 most watched videos. Okay, I was like, what else did I put on this list? So then I wanted to go see what my most popular videos were. So the #1 most watched video was how to frame. I made that video like 5 weeks into starting a YouTube channel. I watched that video and I'm like, oh, I could have made that so much better, but I don't know, people like it, so it's staying there. But that's my most watched video is how to frame cross stitch at home using stuff you get at like Hobby Lobby. My project bag video, my all fabric, not the vinyl front, but just the fabric project bag video is my #2 most watched video. So, and I know so many of you have made those bags. I've gotten tagged hundreds and hundreds of times on Instagram and I love it every time. And then my 3rd most watched video, and the video that I think got me the most like subscribers, like the most people saw that and then started watching me from that, was my whip parade in 2020. So I think I published that on New Year's Eve, just 6 months ago. And yeah, that was my most watched, like kind of normal Flosstube video in terms of like the other 2 were tutorials. So yeah, those were my top 3 most watched videos. I'll link those below if any of you haven't seen them. But yeah, so that's kind of a look back at like what I've been up to over the last year. And now I want to go through the projects that I was working on 1 year ago, all my whips that I showed you in my very first video, and where they are now. Okay, so 1 year ago, I was working on Rob stocking. Just the absolute best. I love these stock, and of course I brought mine too, even though it was completed at that point. But yeah, so obviously this project got done in the last year. This is a Cooler Design Studio heirloom stocking series, and this is the office or the study. I think it's the study, the holiday study. And I stitched this as called for on 25 count mushroom Lugana with all the DMC. And I fully finished this stocking myself using just some really pretty wine red velveteen, and made Rob and I a match set. I'll recreate that thumbnail. Does anyone remember that thumbnail? Why do I embarrass myself on the internet? Because it's fun. There's my stocking. So, okay, that was the first thing I was working on last year. Next up was a Christmas ornament. I guess I was doing some Jolly July. And this is the Merry Making Mini. I think it's just Merry Christmas, but it's a heart and hand Merry Making Mini. And I finished the ornament and fully finished it into this super cute little, I mean, this is like one of my favorite ornaments of all time. I use this like fun retro-y fabric and some lady dot pom-poms, and Yeah, love how this one turned out. Okay, also a year ago, I was working on some patriotic stuff for 4th of July, even though it was already past. But I always do that. Does anyone else, where you start holiday stitching like right as the holiday is passing? Whatever. But I did that last year with this one, Land of Liberty. And I obviously got this one finished and framed myself. I bought this frame online. It's a custom size. And frame this up. Okay, next one I showed you guys is Blackberry House. I was probably about halfway through this last year when I showed it, and obviously I got this one done. This one was a really popular whip when I would bring this one out and show it, and I know a lot of people have started this one. So I completed this one I think in January or February of this year, and oh yeah, samplerary. Anyone remember that when I was working on my samplers? So yeah, that's my Blackberry House. That one got finished. Okay, the other whip I was working on did not get finished this year. And that was Heartstring Sampleries, Consider the Lilies. Here is where I'm at with my Consider the Lilies. So definitely stitched on it this last year, but have not gotten this one done. I am stitching this on 40 count Beach Brew, or is it Winter's Brew? Oh no, I've forgotten. What does it call for? Winter's Brew. 40 count Winter's Brew with all of the called for floss. And then I showed you guys a couple of projects that I was about to start at the end of that first video. And one of them was Teresa Kogut's Land That I Love. I had wanted this to be my 4th of July start, but I didn't have the chart until I think the 6th or 7th of July. And so here is my Land That I Love. So I definitely started this one. I did not finish it last year, but it's beautiful. This is 36 count limestone Zweigart that I overdyed, and I'm using all of the called for flosses. The other project that I showed you guys that I wanted to start was The Visitor by Blackberry Rabbit. And if you may remember, I got that one done earlier this year. Still completely obsessed with how this one turned out and the frame. So cute. Thumbnail. This one was 40 count Dusty Road by Seraphim Fabrics with all of the called for floss. Okay, and that was a look back at my year in Flosstube. I have made so many great friends through this year. I have just, I don't know, had the absolute best time becoming part of the Flosstube and Instagram cross-stitch community. I'm attending my first retreat in a few months. It's been a really spectacular year, and I hope it continues this year. I haven't mentioned this yet, out of like, I don't know, dread for it happening, and I don't know, I don't want to make anyone nervous that I'm like going away, but we have to go back to the office in September. It had to happen at some point, and it's happening. So I am thinking, I don't know, I'm gonna wait and see what happens when we go back to the office, but I may have to reduce my filming down to like every couple of weeks. Just, I don't know. We're gonna see what happens. This last year, it's just been unlike anything else, right? I have been working from home. I haven't had a commute. I can sit on the couch with my cross stitch for lunch. You know, I've had more free time, I guess, you know. There's no after work happy hours. There's no Monday night bowling leagues that, I used to be, there's just like, there's been less, right? And we're going back to the office, and things are probably going to pick up a little bit more, and I don't know, I might not have enough to fill every week, so it might have to reduce a little bit. So this past year, I just like completely treasure, and it's been the absolute best. I I love it, and I'm definitely going to continue making these videos. It just might have to be on a somewhat slower pace. We'll see what happens. For now, I'll be here every week. But after Labor Day, we got to go back to the office. So, you know, I'll keep you guys up to date on what the plan is. But it's been a really great year, and thank you all so much for being along for the ride. I appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, so now let's get into the giveaway portion of the video. I've got a lot of fun stuff, a lot of fun giveaways to share with you. So let me just go ahead and start with giveaway rules. You must be a subscriber. I say must. I don't even know if I can check. Can I? Probably. Must be a subscriber. Give the video a thumbs up and leave me a comment. And in your comment, you just need to use the keyword of whichever giveaway you're interested in. You can enter for multiple giveaways, but you'll only be selected for one prize. So just enter for whichever ones that you would like to win. Must be over 18. I don't think I have anyone under the age of 18 who watches this except for my nephews. So I don't think that's a problem. And then it doesn't matter where you're located, as long as the US Postal Service will mail to you, I will mail to you. So yeah, let's get started with all the fun things. The first two giveaways come courtesy of Carla at cobwebcorner.com. You can find Carla's link in the description box below. She has a great needlework store, and she is so generous about reaching out and asking me if I want to pick some charts to give away to you guys. And so I picked two charts that I think you guys will love because I loved them. I currently love them. I'll show you. The first one is Tudor Bee, which I just finished and showed you guys last week. It's an excellent chart. If you've been thinking about wanting to stitch it, go ahead and use the word Tudor in your comment to enter for Tudor Bee. And then the next one is one I just showed you in my whip parade, and that's Christmas Eve by the Prairie Schooler. I love this one so much. So there's the full design. If anybody wants to stitch this along with me this Christmas, go ahead and use, we can't use Christmas. Go ahead and use Prairie. Use Prairie for Prairie Schooler. That way we don't get confused with some other giveaways. So this one is Prairie. So those are the giveaways from Carla at Cobweb Corner. Thank you, Carla. Okay, and so then this next batch of giveaways has come from wonderful, lovely viewers who have sent me all kinds of stash that they know they're not going to stitch or they're done with, and have offered to send to me to keep or give away to you guys. So I have made some fun little bundles, some themed bundles to share with you all. So let me go through them all, and I'll put some pictures up on the screen of what's included in each bundle, and each one will have its own keyword so you know how to enter. Okay, so the first bundle is gonna be spring. So here's what spring looks like, and just use the word spring if you want to win this bundle. The next bundle is a Halloween bundle. So here's what the Halloween bundle looks like. Just use the word Halloween in your comment. Then we have winter. And a couple of these have DMC floss included in them. So some of the bundles have that. Winter definitely does. So there's winter. Then we have animals. So use the word animals if you'd like to win this bundle. Then we have autumn. Autumn, if you want to win this lovely bundle of charts. Then we have samplers. Use samplers if you want to win this bundle. Then we have summer. So use the word summer if you would like to win this bundle. And then I had so much Lori Holt goodness that I split it into two bundles. So we have Lori Holt 1. Make sure you use Lori Holt and the number 1 in your comment to enter this bundle. And then Lori Holt 2 in your comment to win this bundle. Okay, and then the last, no, not the last giveaway. The last giveaway that you'll enter here on YouTube though, is gonna be for a $50 Etsy gift card. and you just have to use the word Etsy in your comment. So that's the keyword for the $50 gift card to celebrate 50 episodes of Flosstube. So make sure you use a keyword in your comment for whatever you want to be entered in. Enter multiple, enter all, no worries. Okay, the last thing I want to talk to you guys about is doing a virtual stitching meetup. I got this idea from Danica and from Kendra Elliott. So both of you are invited. But for everyone else who might be interested, I have created a Google form where you can sign up, and I want to do 2 sessions of 10 people a session. So that's just 20 people. So if there are more than 20 people who want to sign up, I'll do a random drawing, and then hopefully, if all goes well, we'll do more in the future. But I think just to keep it like manageable, and so I can we can all just like chit chat, I want to do 10 people per session. So I have included a link to a Google form in my drop down box. Click in there and just give me your name and email address, and then I'm going to do 2 sessions, so you can pick a time. And I'm spacing them 8 hours apart, so hopefully people who are in other time zones, if you're signed up or you get picked or whatever, that you're able to attend one of those sessions. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I have asked my sisters if they will join in and chit chat with us just for fun, because my sister Lynn will be back in Austin visiting when I've scheduled these, and I don't know, I just think it'll be fun. So I don't know, Kathleen, do you want to join one of them? Maybe I'll see if I can get some of my other stitchy friends to join in too. So Danica and Kendra Elliott, email me, because you're already in. I mean, go ahead and fill out the form, but you could just email me and I got you, because you both suggested this. So yeah, I don't know. I have a feeling more than 20 people will sign up. So if y'all do, then it will have to be a drawing. But yeah, I don't know. I just think it'll be fun. Hopefully y'all think it'll be fun too. We can talk about whatever, stitching, what we're working on. I don't know. It'll be an hour long. So yeah, so let's do that. Okay, I think that's all I have. No wedding plans to update you guys on. We've been looking at venues. We haven't made any decisions. We don't know what we want. Planning a wedding is hard. I've started looking online at dresses, but I feel like I need the venue first to know like how fancy or casual to go. I ordered a fake practice wedding band off Etsy, and by fake practice I just mean it's the wedding band style I want, but like cubic zirconia, so it was like $30 because I want to like try it on with my ring and see if I can find something similar like secondhand, like we did with actually I don't even know if I told y'all that, but my engagement ring is secondhand estate jewelry. It's not brand new. So yeah, I have that coming from Etsy. So I want to see how diamond covered wedding band looks like, with my ring. Other than that, I don't know. I haven't really done anything. I've been thinking of colors, but I don't know if Rob is gonna like any of my color ideas. I'm like imagining some sort of like tropical rainbow neon sunset dreams. Like it's Vegas, it's desert, and like I want like very like sunset type colors, if that makes sense. I don't know. I gotta create a Pinterest mood board. Are any of you on Pinterest? Would that be fun? Maybe I could like make it open to the public. I don't know. Okay, anyways, that's my rambly wedding chat. I don't have much to update you on there, but I'll keep throwing it in if y'all want to hear it. Okay, I need to go get this video edited. It's gonna take me all day to get it up. Is it fun when I share how the sausage gets made? Probably not. Thank you guys so much for a fantastic year, and cheers to year 2.